Okay, so we have to do the simultaneous equation, eh? We have these two equations over here, and we need to solve x and y. Okay, so let me write down the equation. Y is equal to 5 over x minus 2. That is equation 1. Y is equal, let me just redo that. Y plus 1 is equal to 2x. Okay, so step 1, I would recommend, okay, if we can see y's, or we already have y over here.
Yes.
Yeah, we already have y, so we can just substitute. So that's equation 2. So I'll just say sub equation 1 into 2, that's your first step.
Okay.
Okay, so we take this and we put it in the place of y, 5x minus 2 plus 1 is equal to 2x, right? Okay, so I'll just save this. Okay, so let's solve x for this one, eh? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get rid of this denominator,
Okay.
and the way we can do that is if we multiply everything on the left-hand side and everything on the right-hand side by that denominator. I'm
Okay.
just going to move this a bit to the, well, let me just leave that over here and I'll rewrite it. Okay, so then what we'll have is x minus 2 multiplied by 5 over x minus 2 plus 1. So just remember, it must be multiplied by everything on the left and everything on the right. Eh? Right. Okay. So when it get multiplied by this, it cancels out with that, and what we're left with is just 5. Eh?
Yes.
And when it multiplies, so remember we have to do that whole FOIL method thing. When it multiplies by 1, what we'll have is x minus 2. Right? Right. And then this side we'll have 2x squared minus 4x. Eh? Okay. So simplifying everything, um, we'll have 2x squared. That goes over plus 5. Sorry. So that's minus 5x. That's equal to 3 minus 3, eh? And that everything is equal to 0, right? We simplified all of
Um,
this, right? Okay, so now you can see all, now we can just use our quadratic formula for that, eh? Let me just get a new
yes.
page quickly. Okay. Um, okay, so let's do our quadratic formula. So it's negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, right? Just remember that's your a term, b, and this is your c, eh?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, so let me just check quickly what are the answers. What did we get for x? Okay, and when we solve this, our x values when is equal to either negative half or 3a, right?
Okay.
Okay, so that is our first, yeah, so that's our first step, right? We solved x. Um, okay, so now, so now we, so now we solved x, eh? And now we can just substitute x. I think it would be easy to substitute x into this equation, right? It's gonna kind of
Okay.
make, it's gonna make our lives much easier. Okay, so let's rewrite this equation. Y plus 1 is equal to 2x, right? So our 2x values was negative half or 3a, right? So we can substitute it in. Y is going to be equal to 2x minus 1. So y is equal to 2 times negative half minus 1, and y is equal to negative 2a, or, so now we have to substitute the 3 in. Y is equal to 2 times 3 minus 1. So y is equal to 5. Eh? Okay. So now we have our two, so our y, so this is our two x answers and our two y answers. Eh? Negative
Okay.
2 or 5, right? So, um, I just want to kind of like move everything, just move this slightly down over here. And I'm just going to say this is step 2 sub x into EQ2, right? Sub x into equation 2. Okay. And in the last step, what we can do, let me just save this. Um, so our last step um, is to check your answers, eh? And I recommend you do this in the exams. So try out, and I recommend you do it with both equations, eh?
Okay.
So we have our two answers for x. X is equal to negative half or 3a. So that is 2x, right? So let's just check. Let's let's see if our left-hand side and our right-hand sides of the equations are correct. Eh? Y is equal to negative 2 or 5. Okay, so let's plug it in. Um, let's try x3, y5. Eh? So y is 5 plus 1 is equal to 2 times 3. And we can see both sides is equal to 6. You see that? So that's an
Yes.
indication that your answers are correct. Eh?
Oh, okay.
Okay. I recommend you do it. I have seen equations where one option works but the others doesn't work. So just double check it for all the
Okay.
options. So you can you have to do these two combinations, those two combinations, these two combinations, and those two combinations, for equation 1 and 2. Okay.